enemies and get rid of them, and to instantly protect yourself from danger, accident, and evil. Discover this astounding occult secret power in Chapter 13. 9. Are you burdened with problems and worries that never seem to go away? Do you spend most of your time and effort worrying about money, work, love problems, and personal relationships? Discover the great principle of alpha psychic biofeedback and instant replay that can make your problems disappear like mist before the sun. Find out what psychic time bombs have been planted in your psyche since childhood and what damage they are doing to you. Learn about the alpha wavelength of mind power that can help you instantly overcome life's most trying problems. Find out how to use the highest forms of meditation and put yourself into a state of peace and tranquility where nothing can disturb your calm. Find out about theta meditation and how you can use it to program your psychic mind centers for making large sums of money. A woman used this method to give herself ideas for an income of $2,000 a month. One young woman used this method to bring her a perfect soulmate after being disappointed in love 2 times. Find out about the alpha psychic healing ray that you can project to any organ of your body and heal it. You can use this theta meditation to stop smoking or cure any other bad habit you wish to get rid of. This is one of the greatest revelations ever to be given to the Western world from the mystical realms of Tibet and India. Discover all these vital secrets in Chapter 9. 10. Would you like to know the secret power used by some of the world's richest men and women? Now, at last, this mystical revelation that has been kept from poor people all their lives is being given to you in all its startling clarity. Through the science of alpha psychics, you will learn about the cosmic money scanner that will reveal to you all the treasures in the universe. Do you want to make $1 million fortune? It is possible to do so using this psychic money scanner. If you are satisfied with a smaller fortune, a good income, financial security for your family, a home of your own, the comforts of life, you can use this psychic money scanner and instantly put yourself on the trail of money, goods, possessions, jobs, and other things that make you financially independent. Discover the 4 divine instincts that motivate your life in the direction of health, success, peace, joy, and love fulfillment. Use the psychic response centers that God has programmed with your intense desire to live and succeed. One woman, living alone in the desert, without money or resources of any kind, used this money scanner principle and was soon making $25,000 a year. To learn this important mystical secret, read Chapter 10 of this book. 11. Do you long to become a more magnetic person who is able to attract into your orbit interesting and influential friends? You can now learn the vital secret of alpha psychic magic circle power that can cause you to command and control people. You can, with just a few moments a day practice, so charge your aura with magnetism that you see immediate changes in your personality and your attraction powers. Learn how to use psycho-hypnotic powers that will cause you to project commands to those you want to, do you favors or give you money or win in love. One young woman used these psycho-hypnotic commands with her magic circle power and attracted a rich young man who fell under her spell and married her. Learn the magic circle control regime to bring you peace of mind through meditation. Use this power to release your higher creative mind power and become anything you wish to be. There is no limit to your personal, social, and financial achievements when you once use this great secret given in full in Chapter 15. 12. Alpha psychic meditations for every known purpose will give you the power to literally perform magical acts in your life. A Tibetan master once revealed to me the great power that comes from using this alpha psychic knowledge for daily living. You can tap a range of cosmic energy that brings healing. You can project your thoughts and ideas to others by using this range of meditations and mystic chants. Discover for yourself how to use this high form of meditation for working miracles of healing and rejuvenation. It is now believed that it is the greatest healing power discovered in our 20th century. Now, for the first time, you will learn every known form of ancient Tibetan meditation that brings you to the very threshold of cosmic power. You will be shown one of the greatest secrets of all time from ancient Egypt, the mystical flame ritual from the temple of Isis and Osiris. Use this great ritual to increase your powers to demonstrate the things you want in life. One woman used the flame ritual and soon received $100,000 from desert land that seemed worthless. This sacred flame ritual may be used for many different things, and it always seems to work its miracles for those who use it. Find this great power by studying Chapter 9. 13. Discover the amazing power that has been released for the Aquarian age through the new science of alpha psychics. Learn how this power can be used by you to instantly change your life from one of unhappiness, sickness, poverty, loneliness, and fear to one of joy, health, riches, and complete fulfillment of all your innermost dreams. There is an alpha psychic blueprint of destiny which you may program into your higher psychic mind centers and then see how miraculously your desires begin to materialize. You can include in this blueprint everything you want: health, happiness, love fulfillment, your right work, the right place to live, cars, lands, houses, jewels, the right social life. Ask what you will, and this higher power must manifest it for you. Read how Doris N. was able to make a salary of $25,000 the first year after using alpha psychic power, and the second year raised it to $50,000. Learn how to use alpha psychic meditations to raise your level of spiritual power to the cosmic level, where all things are possible to achieve. One woman projected a beautiful diamond ring she desired, and after a 2-week period of using alpha psychic power a few moments a day, it was suddenly on her finger, exactly as she had visualized it. Another woman projected the need for $10,000. She received it in the most mysterious way, and there was no other way that it could have come to her. You must believe when you see for yourself these everyday miracles happening in your life. See Chapter 1 for this great revelation. 14. Alpha psychic power takes you into a higher realm of mental and spiritual action from that of ordinary mind power. You will learn how to release this alpha psychic power to literally work miracles in your life. Discover the alpha meditation that can literally regenerate you in mind and body. A man past 60 years of age healed a serious heart ailment and hypertension using nothing but this alpha psychic power. Discover how you can mentally write checks for any amount from $500 to $10,000 or even more, and command a flow of money to come from a higher psychic source. A man used this method to project a color TV that cost nearly $1,000 and received it mysteriously. Find out how the billion-dollar fortunes of history were built by the method I call alpha psychic power, and then use the vital cosmic laws to program your own psychic centers to great demonstrations of everything you will ever need in your future life. Find out about this tremendous spiritual power that you may tap by using alpha psychic power to work miracles. Chapter 3. 15. You will discover one of the truly great alpha psychic revelations that I brought back from a buried monastery in Tibet, which revealed in sacred scrolls some of the greatest spiritual secrets of all time. Learn about the sacred lotus blossom and how to use it with the meditation and the sacred mantra Om Mani Padme Om to literally rise into spiritual realms of ecstasy and greatness. Find out how you can elevate this sacred lotus to the various levels for achieving mental, physical, material, and spiritual benefits that will change your life forever. Learn how a young author used this Tibetan revelation to gain new power in writing, and how he made a fortune after this discovery. Discover how Jessie S. used the Lotus Blossom meditation to develop psychic power, which warned her of an airplane crash. Yes, even greater miracles than these can be performed with this revelation from Tibet, like the man who was guided to receive $10,000 from an unexpected source when he petitioned the cosmic mind for that amount. All this information is given to you in Chapter 14 of this book. 16. The greatest power in the world can be released through spiritual meditations from Tibet. This power, known to the ancient Tibetans, was released in their beautiful philosophy known as the Song Celestial. And when you learn how to use these various meditations to elevate yourself to the spiritual mountaintop, you will be in harmony with the invisible laws that control all life on this planet. There are meditations for peace of mind, finding love, happiness, for achieving financial security, for safety and protection, for releasing great creative gifts and talents, for psychic and ESP development. In fact, for every useful purpose in life, including the dissolving of problems and bringing inner tranquility free of worry, pain, and suffering. See Chapter 9 for this vital knowledge. Now proceed to study this book of mystical revelations with an understanding of what you are trying to do. You hold in your hands a golden key to the secrets of the universe, and with this key of knowledge you can open doors to a vast, invisible universe filled with great treasures of the mind and spirit. Use this tremendous knowledge wisely and only for good. It will reward you with every precious gift that will enrich and bless your life in many ways. As you climb the path to the spiritual mountaintop of wisdom, your vision will be expanded to encompass the entire universe. Your psychic horizons will also be widened, and you will be given the gifts of clairvoyance, clairaudience, mental telepathy, psychokinesis, precognition, automatic writing and speaking, and divine guidance. You can truly become a super being with this vast armamentarium of mystical powers that I now place in your hands. I wish you Godspeed into the new dimensions of power and glory that await you on your journey along the path of miraculous Alpha Psychics, Norvell. 1. Alpha Psychic command power to instantly change your life for the better. Out of the distillation of ancient wisdom has evolved a completely new mental science, which I have called Alpha Psychics, from the two Greek words, alpha and psyche, which literally mean the beginning of soul knowledge and awareness. The Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end of the Greek alphabet, signifying the beginning of great spiritual wisdom and the ultimate use of this power through the science of Alpha Psychics. The new Aquarian age ushered in by the science of Alpha Psychics. This new age philosophy is especially adaptable to the 20th century. As we approach the end of this century, we shall see the ending of a cycle of materialism, greed, lust, war, and corruption in high government places. The new Aquarian age, which the science of Alpha Psychics ushers in, will bring a completely new era in which humanity shall rise to the grandeur of the spiritual heights of great achievement. This new age science of Alpha Psychics shall wipe out all war and divisions among people. It shall end physical infirmity and sickness and premature death. It shall rid the world of mental hospitals, prisons, and battlefields, so humanity can concentrate its great resources of mental and spiritual energy on peaceful pursuits that can bring peace, prosperity, and joy to every person on the face of the earth. Let us examine some of the great scientific and technological advances that have come about in the past 5,000 years of civilization. Our mastery of electricity has led to our industrial achievements that have brought greater comfort to humanity. Discoveries of oil, coal, and the production of steel further accelerated this push in the direction of material riches and abundance. Finally, the splitting of the atom released vast storehouses of power, which can eventually free mankind from limitations and dependence on earthbound sources of energy like coal and oil. As a fitting climax to this passing era, man dared to dream of reaching out to the very stars. With his daring vision and courage, he created spaceships that reached the moon. Even now, on wings of speed that top 100,000 miles per hour, a spaceship is rushing towards the planet Jupiter to scan its surface and give us vital information about this far planet of our solar system. Pictures being flashed to Earth reveal mysteries of time and space that make us realize that back of this physical universe, there is a still greater mystery: invisible planes of cosmic power, which man will begin to harness, that can work miracles for future generations. What your mind can conceive, you can achieve. Is it too much to expect even greater accomplishments in the future than those which man has so far achieved? There is a saying, what your mind can conceive, you can achieve. In our study of alpha psychics, I want to present you with a complete new concept of cosmic power, which can blast away the limitations of materialism and elevate you to new heights of freedom and great accomplishment. You will be guided beyond the limits of our modern age into the stratosphere of cosmic phenomena and limitless grandeur. You will discover the realm of the astral, of spiritual reality, of pure cosmic energy fields that you can channelize to your own everyday life to perform miracles of every kind. Your concept of life determines your life. You will shape your future destiny by whatever concepts you have of life. The science of alpha psychics will help you build a completely new concept of your future destiny, and then show you the ancient spiritual and cosmic laws that can build the world you want to inhabit. You will learn how to discover the new, unlimited horizons of the future that can bless your life with everything good and perfect. Incredible psychic power at your command. With the new science of alpha psychics, you will now begin to create thought forms in the invisible dimensions of cosmic time and space. These thought forms have tangible form and substance. They are magnetic and electrical in character. They have the power to rise into the upper stratosphere where the invisible protoplasm exists that creates everything you see, from a snowflake to a star. See how this psychic power works in creating an oak tree. Out of a 2-ounce acorn, this cosmic intelligence assembles the elements from the air, earth, and environment to create a giant oak tree that weighs 2 billion times more than the tiny acorn. Where did the material come from? What intelligence controlled its growth and evolution? This power resides in the cosmic intelligence that shapes all creation and works through the instincts of birds, animals, and insects. This same cosmic mind works through your own higher psychic and intuitive mind centers when it has been given the materials with which to do its work. How to project your dreams and desires. You will be shown first, through the use of alpha psychic power, how to project your dreams and desires to your higher psychic centers, where they will be brought into dynamic focus, and then they will be released to the outer world of matter, where they will be made a living reality. The process by which you do this is very much like that of an artist who dreams up his creations in the imagination first, and then projects them onto his canvas, in living, colorful forms and the third dimensional, even though the in-me from the fourth dimensional, invisible world of the mind and creative imagination. So too, you shall now become the creative genius who will dream into existence your own beautiful painting of the life you want to live, the things you want to possess, the activities you wish to participate in, and your higher psychic mind centers will externalize these dreams, hopes, and aspirations onto the outer canvas of the world in brilliant life experiences. Before you go into the first stages of alpha psychic meditation that can bring you the things you desire in life, you should chart these desires on an alpha psychic blueprint so they are crystallized in your higher mind centers. Make out a list in your own handwriting that includes the things you would like to have in your own life. The following is only a sample of what it might look like, but remember, you can list anything you truly desire, and your higher psychic centers will be commanded to bring it into existence through this alpha psychic cosmic power. My alpha psychic blueprint of destiny. I desire the following things in my own personal life. I ask my higher psychic mind centers to manifest these conditions in my life as quickly as is consistent with logic and rationality. 1. I desire a business of my own, where I can use my creative powers to build a substantial financial future with security for me and my family. 2. I desire my right work, where I can use my creative talents constructively in work that I enjoy and which is pleasant, and with a salary that is commensurate with my efforts. 3. I desire a home of my own, or it can be an apartment, where I shall live in comfort and security, and entertain my friends, rear my family, and know peace and enjoyment. 4. I want a perfect, healthy, strong body that will remain youthful and vital to a ripe old age, so I may always have freedom from pain and express sufficient energy and life force to achieve my life goals. 5. I ask for an abundance of material treasures, a beautiful car, a color TV, paintings and home decorations, a new refrigerator and other modern household appliances, jewelry, up-to-date clothes, and sufficient income to keep my standards of living high and luxurious. 6. I specifically need the sum of $5,000 to help me achieve freedom from present financial stress. I also ask for larger sums, $10,000 from unexpected sources in the near future to give me peace of mind from money worries. $100,000 is my goal for future financial security. If you have faith enough to ask for $500,000 or $1,000, put it down on your blueprint. 7. I wish to attract friends and loved ones and hold their love. I desire a true soulmate who will love me and wish to unite with me in marriage. I ask for a family of 2 or 3 children and sufficient income to send them to college and give them a wonderful life. This last, of course, applies to you only if you are a young person. Still not married and without children of your own. If married with a family, naturally you will ask for other things on this cosmic blueprint. 8. I desire peace of mind and freedom from worry, moodiness, depression, and anxiety, so I can enjoy my friends and have a wonderful social life. 9. I want to have a dynamic and magnetic personality that makes me attractive to people, and so that I shall be able to attract rich, important, and attractive people into my environment. 10. I desire intellectual power and wisdom so that I may become cultured and be able to better enjoy fine art, good music and literature, and the higher values of life. 11. I ask for spiritual evolution of my soul, so I may do good for the world and live in peace with my fellow men. Now follow this regimen to project alpha psychic command power to make these dreams come true. 1. To release alpha psychic command power to make your dreams become reality, it is necessary that you now transfer these mental desires into their spiritual equivalents, so the cosmic mind of the universe can set to work to make them real. Sit in a quiet room alone and prepare to reach into the unlimited realms of your higher mind and soul. Close your eyes and go into alpha meditation. This occurs automatically whenever your eyes are closed, and your brain waves will measure from 8 to 12 cycles per second on the electroencephalograph or brainwave machine. Say the mystical mantra from Tibet 5 times in a slightly humming sound as you keep your eyes closed. Om Mani Padme Om. This mantra means the jewel in the heart of the lotus, and releases mystical soul power that is generated by your breathing, by the mantra, and your intense concentration. Now breathe deeply 5 to 10 times to release the celestial fire to the 7th chakra, which is in the region of the top of your head, where the psychic centers exist. Visualize this area now like a beautiful pastel-shaded lotus flower, opening petal by petal as you do your mental projection of the dreams you wish to materialize in the world of the real. Now you can read the following meditation to yourself until its words are deeply imprinted on the sensitive surface of your superconscious mind, where psychic power resides. Later, when you have become more expert in alpha meditation, you can simply close your eyes and go into meditation reciting your own words and phrases, or using these written ones, which you can memorize. First, Alpha Psychic Meditation to release psychic power. I now project my mind to unlimited time and space. I meditate on the mystery and beauty of an infinite universe, filled with infinite power. I send my soul on a mystic quest to search out the secrets of the universe. I summon up illimitable power to achieve my every dream. My mind and soul are now attuned to this cosmic power that rules the far reaches of an infinite universe. The cosmic mind now is attuned to my own psychic mind centers and receives my requests for the things that I desire. As the earth receives the seeds that it matures into a perfect crop, so too. These mental seeds are now planted in my cosmic garden of destiny and shall bring me the harvest of treasures I desire. 2. After you have attuned your mind and soul rhythm to the cosmic rhythm of the universe, you are ready to project each one of your dreams that you have written down on your cosmic blueprint of destiny. To make these desires come into the objective world of reality from the inner, subjective realm of dreams, you must hold each of your requests in your psychic mind centers for a short time. To do this better, close your eyes again, and then mentally visualize a motion picture screen within your own mind. The pictures of the things or conditions you want to project to the outer world are now flashed one by one onto the magic screen of your psychic centers. 3. Hold each mental picture steady and clearly in focus for about 10 seconds, and then go on to the next desire you have written down. Do this until you have flashed all your mental pictures onto the psychic screen, and use the following meditation to solidify these mental projections and send them into the cosmic realm, where cosmic intelligence will take over and guide you to their complete fulfillment. 4. Meditation to use for projecting your dreams. I now project my mental pictures onto the psychic screen of my higher mind. I ask that these mental images now be transferred to the cosmic mind that created the universe and all therein. I have faith in the higher power of my superconscious mind to manifest for me each and every desire that I have requested. 5. After you have said or thought the above meditation, flash the pictures once again on your psychic screen, clearly projecting yourself into the dimensions of your dreams and desires, seeing clearly all the details of the things you want your higher psychic mind to manifest for you in the world of reality. Take an example from our Alpha Psychic Blueprint of Destiny. Requests, number 1 and number 3. You may not know the type of business you want, you may not even know what talents you have, so merely flash the words, "business of my own," on the psychic screen. Then hold this for a few seconds, and then you might flash request number 3. Desire a few seconds own. Now mentally visualize what style of architecture you want, where the home is to be located, the number of rooms it is to have. See the garden in bloom. Entertaining friends and yourself, entertaining the living room. See the kitchen and its modern equipment. In other words, take a mental tour throughout that projected dream home until it actually becomes real to you. 6. When you have completed this alpha psychic projection of your future business and your dream home, come out of your psychic trance for a few moments and feel a sense of deep conviction that the desires will be granted you. Feel the exhilaration that comes when you experience something wonderful. Emotionalize the projections of your desires and feel that they are already a living reality. A young woman projected the dream of $50,000 a year. One of my students in Hollywood, California, used this alpha psychic technique to project the fact she wanted to be in her own business and that she wanted to earn $50,000 a year. She was 26 years of age, single, and had no previous business experience. There did not seem to be any way that she could come into this bracket of income by any known business method. Doris N. hits it big. Doris N. began to use the method outlined above for a period of only 1 week. but she did her alpha psychic meditation faithfully every day for a half hour, reviewing all of the desires she had written on her cosmic blueprint with special, longer projections of two: her own business and $50,000 a year income, and also a desire for a special type of home she wanted in a certain area of Hollywood, with a certain type of architecture which she projected as Grecian, with white columns on the front and Grecian statuary in the gardens. Less intensely, she projected the desire for her true soulmate. She had been previously married and divorced. At the end of her first week of alpha psychic projection, she was told by a friend about a large cosmetic company that wanted personable young women to represent them before groups of people. Doris N. was prompted by her own higher psychic mind centers to make application to this company. And as she was so highly attuned to success images, her personality instantly impressed the head of the company, and she was put on the staff at a salary and commission. In the first year of her work, Doris N. made $25,000 in salary and commissions, exactly half of what she had projected. However, she kept up regular periods of alpha psychic projections every day for a few moments, repeating her desires and seeing the bigger salary and the dream home projected on her psychic screen. To make this story short, let me say that Doris N., by her second year with the cosmetics firm, had her $50,000 a year in salary and commissions and her dream home, with the Grecian columns and statuary in the gardens of her new home. But what was most astounding, the very man who showed her the dream home fell in love with her and turned out to be her true soul mate. This was a perfect example of how alpha psychics works miracles when we release our dreams to the higher psychic mind centers and have faith in the miracle power of the cosmic mind, which works out our destinies. 7. In addition to regular periods of daily meditation in which you program your higher psychic centers with alpha psychic power, you should awaken every morning by giving yourself a short, silent meditation treatment of a general nature. This can be a short meditation statement as follows, or one that you make up to suit your exact needs. I now elevate my consciousness to high levels of creative thought and energy. I draw upon my higher psychic centers to guide me to my right, positive actions all day today. I ask for creative ideas in my work, for better health and energy, for peace and joy in my environment. I am attuned to the highest source of cosmic power that exists in the universe. 8. When you have given yourself this alpha psychic meditation treatment, go about your normal day's activities. All during the day, if you should feel yourself slipping back into negativity or your energy level is getting low, stop what you are doing for 5 minutes, close your eyes, and go back into your alpha psychic meditation to give you more power and energy. You can use short statements such as, I am life, I am energy, I am joyous, I am loving, I draw on high levels of inspiration, I am rich and abundantly blessed with every good thing in life. I live in my magic circle of peace and harmony and dissolve all discord. I solve all problems with ease. I am in tune with my higher psychic mind centers and am guided to do and say the right things at the right time. 9. You can project more than one desire at a time by simply projecting on the psychic screen the various conditions or things that you desire. A woman projected every day for a period of 2 weeks that she wanted a beautiful diamond ring, but she did not have money with which to buy such an expensive gift for herself. However, she projected the ring onto her finger, had faith that it would come to her soon, and she felt the thrill of possession of this valuable gift. A diamond ring suddenly materializes. At the end of the 2 weeks of alpha psychic projection, this woman's aunt visited her and presented her with a small jewel box. When she opened it, there was a magnificent diamond ring, exactly like the one she had been projecting on her psychic screen. The aunt explained that this had been her engagement ring from her husband, who had died 10 years before. The ring had been kept in a safety deposit box, and the woman explained, I had a sudden impulse to give you the ring while I am still alive so you can enjoy it. What the aunt did not know was the fact that her niece had been sending out alpha psychic commands for a diamond ring. The cosmic mind, which received this request, projected it through the laws of mental telepathy to the one person who could make it come true in the easiest way possible: the aunt. However, even if this girl had not received it from her aunt, there were many other channels that Cosmic Mind could have chosen to bring her the projected desire for a diamond ring. 10. Do not limit the channels through which your alpha psychic requests can materialize. If you ask for $10,000 cash, do not name the source of that money. It might come through some unexpected channel. Jury awards. Injured woman $10,000. A woman in my New York lecture group asked for the sum of $10,000 but had no way of knowing where such a large sum could come from. She had been having terrible problems with her landlord, and he refused to repair her ceiling or improve the apartment in any way. One evening, when she was sleeping, the ceiling fell in on her, causing great shock and minor bodily damage. The woman saw her attorney and found they had good grounds for a lawsuit. The attorney asked for a sum that seemed excessively large, $100,000, and demanded a jury trial for his client, knowing that a jury would probably be sympathetic to his client and against insurance companies. His hunch proved correct. The jury awarded the injured woman the sum of $10,000, the exact sum she had petitioned her alpha psychic centers for. Someone has written, "God works in a mysterious way, his wonders to perform. He sets his footsteps on the sea and rides upon the storm." You never know how this higher cosmic intelligence is going to perform a miracle for you. It sometimes comes about as the result of a mistake you make, or through a misfortune which occurs that later turns into a blessing. 2. Life's 6 great goals and how to achieve them with alpha psychic power. There are 6 great goals that everyone is trying to achieve in life. These goals represent the highest forms of physical, mental, material, and spiritual achievement for the entire human race. You have now learned how to project your desires to your higher psychic mind centers, and you know that you can use this power for asking the cosmic mind of the universe to give you tangible things. In this chapter, we shall learn how to program your higher psychic mind centers to act out your dreams and make them into living reality, bringing your goals into focus on the psychic screen of your higher mind and projecting them to the higher powers that rule the visible and invisible universe. How to program psychic mind centers with your goals. In order to program your higher psychic mind centers with these 6 great goals, put yourself into a period of meditation each day that lasts at least 15 minutes. You can program 1 goal a day, or you may program one in the morning meditation, and then another goal in the afternoon session. So in this way, you can program all 6 goals into your psychic centers in a short period of 3 days. After this initial programming, you can quickly go over all of these 6 goals in one meditation of from 15 to 20 minutes, giving brief instructions to your higher psychic centers. This will keep you in constant practice so that it makes it easier for you to begin to demonstrate the conditions you desire. Choose the goal that means the most to you for your start, and then go on to the other goals. You might select goal number 2, financial security, riches and abundance, as your first one, and then go on to the others later. Sit in a quiet room where you will not be disturbed for your entire meditation, and relax your mind and body by sitting upright as you do the following goal programming meditations. Goal number 1. Personal happiness and contentment. In this meditation, you will also be working to erase all factors that interfere with happiness and contentment. You will get rid of such negative emotions as fear, worry, and the dissolving of all persistent and troublesome problems, anxiety and depression that often lead to long periods of moods and emotional unbalance. To use alpha psychic power to establish habit patterns of perpetual happiness and contentment, sit in meditation with your eyes closed. Now completely relax by turning your head from side to side to remove tension in your neck and head. Shrug your shoulders a few times, shake your hands until they are limp, and then breathe deeply to the count of 4. Hold the breath 4 counts, and then release the breath to the count of 4. Now say quietly to yourself, relax, relax, relax. Be still and relax. Peace, peace, peace. Now mentally see projected on the screen of your psychic mind centers the picture of a starlit night, with billions of stars shining in the purple veil of night. See the full silvery moon sailing high in the heavens. Now you can read or think the following alpha psychic meditation to establish contact with the illimitable power that holds the planets in their places and which causes the universe to operate with perfect order and cosmic harmony. I now project my thoughts to unlimited time and space. The uncounted billions of stars exist throughout the limitless reaches of the universe. There is no confusion or disorder there. I now contact the cosmic mind that created this panorama of beauty and infinite intelligence. I send my soul onto a mystic quest to search out the secrets of cosmic harmony and radiant joy. I rise now in inspiration and creative imagination to illimitable heights of happiness and personal achievement. As the stars are symbols of my soul's aspirations to achieve high goals, to create great beauty, to live a magnificent life, I am now inspired and elevated to the spiritual stratosphere of true dynamic power. I take on the omniscient power of these infinite universes and become a spiritualized being, building my dream world of unity, love, happiness, and ultimate perfection. I am happy. I overcome problems. I live in the eternal now of joyous fulfillment of my every cosmic dream. When you come out of this alpha psychic meditation, you will have a new sense of order, harmony, and joy in your life. You will realize that you can rise to the spiritual heights of joy and ecstasy by knowing the true purpose back of your life is a spiritual one, not physical and material, and that you need not be held back by the gravity pull of Earth, with its recurring wars, problems, political upheavals, economic chaos, and sickness. A woman was saved from suicide through this meditation. I recall a woman who came into our lecture work once, who told me she was so miserable that she had contemplated suicide. This was about the time that Marilyn Monroe had died from an overdose of sleeping pills. Martha R. had been moody and despondent because her husband had left her for another woman. She lamented, "It's always been like that. I have never been able to find happiness in my personal life. I always seem to be left out of life's joyous experiences. There seems to be a cloud over my life that has doomed me to misery since I was born." After talking to Martha for a few moments, I discovered that she knew nothing about mental programming through alpha psychic power, or about any other kind of mind control. She had let her emotions run away with her. I discovered she was insanely jealous and suspicious, and had constantly nagged her husband with these accusations that he was having affairs with other women, until he had finally tired of it and run off. I had to change Martha's complete mental programming from negative to positive. Then I gave her the proper meditations to use, to reach her higher psychic mind centers, and put herself into attunement with the higher cosmic mind. She was to project the happy thought to her psychic mental screen that she and her husband were reunited, that he would return voluntarily, and that she would be so changed in her personality that he would instantly realize something wonderful had happened to her and remain with her in the future. Martha R. played this psychic scene over and over on her mental screen. She saw herself happy, optimistic, filled with hope. She visualized her husband leaving the other woman and returning to her, loving her, and remaining with her. 1 week later at midnight, her telephone rang. It was her husband. He had been restless and thinking of her. He begged for a reconciliation and promised he would never again leave her. This couple now, years later, is still together and radiantly happy. Goal number 2, financial security, riches, and abundance. To project this goal to your higher alpha psychic mind centers, keep in mind that this goal includes all the money you need for whatever purpose such material things as houses, land, cars, jewels, clothes, household furnishings, stocks and bonds, and anything else that comes in the realm of financial security for the future. It should also be the mental and psychic programming that you use for your own business or success in your chosen profession or occupation. For this type of meditation, you will use your higher psychic centers, programming them with the exact amounts of money you desire, and also the exact type of business you want to go into. As you sit quietly in meditation, you will mentally review the things that you want to have in your life. Project them, one at a time, on the psychic screen of your higher mind. Then program them to the cosmic mind that can bring them into reality with the following meditation, which you can either read or memorize. I now project to my higher psychic mind centers the thought that I shall go into a productive business using my present talents and resources. I wish to be guided to this business investment and want the money to start this business with immediate profits. If you happen to know the type of business you want to go into, you can project this image to your higher psychic mind centers. Then project your name on the storefront or see the stationery heading giving your name, the nature of the business, and even the location you desire. Say the following meditation several times a day after you have fixed the nature of the business in the matrix of your higher mind centers. I now have confidence that I shall be guided to my right place of business. I confidently await developments. How Fred T. programmed success. Fred T. was an admitted failure in his life when I first met him, and he began studying these laws in classes in New York. He instantly used this new knowledge of alpha psychics to wipe his mental screen clean of all failure thoughts. Then he began to project on that mental screen his name on the front of an office which stated, "Exclusive catering homes, offices, special events." As he had been a chef in a large restaurant in New York until it went broke, and he was out of work, he had a feeling that he could be successful in the private catering business. Within 3 weeks' time, a retired friend of his called him and said he wanted a little extra income besides his pension and Social Security. He had $10,000 he wanted to invest with Fred in some kind of business. Of course, Fred was delighted, for now he had his capital and could go ahead with plans to open what turned out to be a very successful business, where he was soon making as much as $2,000 a week, with hopes of growing into something even much bigger. When your higher psychic centers use this alpha psychic power to project your goals to the higher cosmic mind that rules the universe, you never know from what source your good fortune will come to you. Program definite sums of money in your psychic centers. If it is some special sum of money you desire, such as $500 or $1,000 to meet immediate expenses, project this amount by first writing it down on a piece of paper, which you carry into meditation. As you sit in the stillness, project the sum of money onto your psychic screen, just as you have written it down on the paper. Then read or think this meditation. I wish to be guided to attracting the sum of $1,000 to meet my immediate expenses. I desire this money within the next 2 weeks. Then dismiss the thought and go about your regular daily activities. Sometimes the psychic impulse to do something that may seem unreasonable at the time may bring you the desired sum of money. Sometimes you will be prompted to write a letter to a person you have not contacted for some time, and he will be the channel through which the money comes. This woman received $5,000 after programming herself for this sum. Margaret I. used this alpha psychic power to demonstrate an unexpected sum of money. She had been estranged from her brother in a quarrel over the will her father had left, in which he gave the brother a large amount of cash, which she felt had been unfair. She had not spoken to the brother since their quarrel. One day she desperately needed money to save the mortgage on her small home, for illness had taken all her money and she had defaulted on several payments. She had learned about alpha psychic programming and sat down asking her higher psychic mind centers to send her $5,000 within 2 weeks. In exactly 10 days from the time, She had flashed her alpha psychic message to the cosmic mind. She received a registered airmail letter from her brother, who had moved from New York to California. In the letter was a check for exactly $5,000, with this brief explanation: "I now realize Dad was wrong in giving me all the cash and only giving you a heavily mortgaged house. So I am hoping to rectify that mistake by sending you the enclosed check. Let me hear from you, and let's make up again and be like old times when Dad was still alive." To project larger sums for future financial security, such as $100,000 or $500,000 or even $1,000, keep programming your higher mind centers with these larger sums. As you grow in faith, you will be raising your level of consciousness to greater riches and abundance. If it is some specific thing like a car, a piece of jewelry, a house, a fur coat, or something else of value, project the actual picture of the thing you desire, rather than asking for the money with which to buy it. A woman used alpha psychic projection to get a $5,000 mink coat. Esther W. was at our lectures one night on a very cold January night in New York City, and as she left, she shook hands with me at our door and said, "I am asking my higher psychic mind for a $5,000 mink coat. Do you think I stand a chance of getting it when I haven't a penny in the bank?" I realized that her question had been prompted by real skepticism and was almost in the nature of a challenge. I answered, "Program it to your higher alpha psychic centers, and if the coat is for you, nothing can keep you from having it." A few nights later, this same lady walked into our lecture hall, trailing a magnificent, nearly new mink coat that was obviously worth at least $5,000 originally. She got up and testified that the coat was actually a miracle and told how she had obtained it. I never believed that I could really have such an expensive mink coat, for I work for a living. My husband and I are divorced, but his mother and I are still on friendly terms. 2 days after I had requested the mink coat through Alpha Psychic Power, my phone rang. It was my mother-in-law, and she was all excited about something. It seems her husband, who was in the fur business, had presented her with a $10,000 black ranch mink coat for Christmas, and she offered me her nearly new coat as a gift. Do not be afraid to ask for a color TV set, hi-fi equipment, cameras, household articles, anything you desire. For this Alpha Psychic Power can transmit the telepathetic command to some person's mind to help you achieve it or send you the money to buy it. Have faith in this power that can work miracles for you. Goal number 3. Love fulfillment and emotional security. Many people today are living lonely, unhappy lives because they have not found their true soulmate. Divorce is on the increase more than ever today, and marriage has fallen into disrepute. To bring you love fulfillment and emotional security through Alpha Psychic Power, you can raise your own consciousness level to that of the soulmate you want to attract, and automatically your higher psychic centers will guide you to the finding of true love. As you sit in meditation to program love fulfillment into your higher psychic centers, visualize a beautiful pink rose. As you close your eyes, project this pink flower onto the psychic screen of your mind. This now becomes the astral ray for romance and beauty that you wish to attract. Now project onto the screen of your mind the ideal soulmate that you envision. You can here actually imagine the ideal person in appearance, but what is more important, project the qualities of that person, so you will attract someone on the same romantic wavelength as yourself. Your programming meditation can be as follows. I now project my ideal soulmate to my higher psychic centers. I desire a person who is attuned to the same soul rhythm as myself, someone who is honest, kind, loving, gentle, generous, forgiving, compassionate, understanding, loyal, and spiritually on a high plane of consciousness. A sailor in the South Pacific projected his dream girl and won her. To show you how this type of psychic programming can actually attract the person you have programmed, there was an instance of a young Navy man during World War II who was stationed in the South Pacific. One day he saw a picture of a famous movie actress in a magazine. and he was so impressed by her beautiful face and lovely qualities that he cut the picture out of the magazine and had it framed. He kept this picture beside his bed, and every morning and every night, he kissed his dream girl and told himself that one day he would meet her and they would be married. Weeks later, this Navy man had a leave of absence and found himself in San Francisco. He was invited to a big party on Nob Hill. When he walked into the big drawing room, there was an orchestra playing a waltz, and he looked across the room, and there he saw his dream girl walking towards him. He thought he was seeing things until he came close enough to recognize her. They floated into each other's arms, and he said later that it was love at first sight. He proposed marriage to this beautiful star, and she accepted. Today, some 25 years later, they are still married and have a wonderful family. The movie star's name is Ruth Hussey. Goal number 4, good health, youthful appearance, and long life. When you program your higher psychic centers for good health, youthful appearance, and long life, realize that your amazing subconscious mind regulates your body and its health. As you sit in meditation, visualize yourself walking down a flight of 10 stairs, reaching from your conscious level of awareness to the deeper strata of your subconscious mind. Instead of saying a mantra for this meditation, count up to 10 as you descend the mental stairs. This will slow down the rhythm of your brain to the theta stage, where the brain waves will measure between 4 and 7 cycles per second on the brainwave machine. As you reach the level of subconscious action, mentally project each part of the body that you want to treat, such as the heart, lungs, kidneys, gallbladder, stomach, and brain. Now you can begin your meditations to treat each organ separately if there should happen to be some irregularity in its function, or you can heat the body in its totality with a general psychic programming for vital good health and long life. I now project to my heart the life rhythm of energy, strength, and vitality. It is regulating the flow of blood to every part of my body, healing me perfectly and keeping me healthy all my life. I nose project magnetism and life energy to my stomach and other vital organs, regulating the metabolism, distributing the nutrients to all parts of my body, regulating my weight and controlling my glands, nervous system, and brain activity to high levels of energy, health, and perfection. Each morning when you awaken, program a healing meditation to your higher psychic centers, such as, I am healthy, I am young, I am healed of all types of afflictions, and I shall maintain a high level of energy and vitality all day today. When you do your healing meditations, be sure to keep up a constant flow of magnetism through your breath. Every time you make a meditation statement, breathe deeply to the count of 4, then hold the breath to a count of 4, and then release the breath and begin again on a rhythmic breathing regimen that you do consciously. This cosmomagnetic vitalizing breath keeps the cosmic power flowing throughout your brain and body cells and assures you of adequate quantities of electricity and magnetism to keep you healthy and functioning at a high level of energy. Goal number 5, mental and intellectual achievements. Every person needs more than the physical and material rewards of life. There is the great satisfaction that comes through mental and intellectual achievements. Intellectual wisdom and knowledge are the hyacinths that feed the higher consciousness. Absorb the cultural values from books, art, good music, high philosophical thoughts, and a knowledge of psychology, science, politics, and the 9 revealed religions. To cause your higher psychic mind centers to guide you to the sources of these mental and intellectual treasures, use the following meditation. I now attune my higher mind to the cosmic mind that rules the universe. I strive to achieve cosmic consciousness, so I may reflect the wisdom of the ages. When you have made that statement, mentally project onto the screen of your psychic centers a prism, which is a beveled piece of glass. When you project a white ray of light through a prism, it breaks the light up into the 7 prismatic colors of the rainbow. These astral rays attune you with different wavelengths of sound, color, motion, form, and symmetry. Attune your psychic centers to infinite beauty. Now attune your mind to the music of the spheres by projecting your mind and soul to the infinite variety of sounds that make up the music of time and space. Visualize yourself standing beside the seashore at sunset. See the kaleidoscope of colors that reflect from the flaming heavens in the ocean's surface. Hear the gentle play of waves as they kiss the sands. See the soft light of Venus that tips the crescent moon in the heavens. And then, as you stand mentally in this conglomeration of sights and sounds of cosmic splendor, let these glorious scenes become the harmony of the music of the spheres, playing upon your consciousness the melodious harmony of peace, joy, beauty, and love. This type of mental and intellectual exercise will prepare your psychic centers for the reception of cosmic wisdom and knowledge. Now you can say or think the following Alpha Psychic meditation to make your higher mind sensitive to the reception of great thoughts from the minds of the immortals. I now stand at the crossroads of cosmic destiny. I see the invisible universe peopled with the great souls of the past who have brought their spiritual light to lead mankind to illimitable heights of grandeur and magnificence. I drink in the illumined of their thoughts they have uttered, the splendor of their art and music, the beauty of their poetry, the wonder of their philosophy, the greatness of their literature, the color and symmetry paintings, the molten harmony of their sculpture. I now attune my higher mind centers to all the revealed wisdom and knowledge of the universe, and I am attuned to the cosmic light of infinite intelligence. I achieve cosmic consciousness. Goal number 6. Social reciprocity, friends, and emotional security. One of the greatest selling books of all time has been How to Win Friends and Influence People. The reason for its great popularity was the fact it showed people how to be liked by others and how to have friends. Loneliness is a modern curse that afflicts millions of people. It is natural to want to have friends and to be socially acceptable and popular. To attune your higher psychic centers to this cosmic chord of social reciprocity, sit in meditation and give yourself the following mental programming. I now attune myself to the cosmic chord of harmony that makes me one with all humanity. I radiate friendliness and joy in my personality. I increase my personal magic circle of magnetism to surround and include those I meet who vibrate in harmony to my own wavelength of friendship and good. When you have projected the above alpha psychic statement to your higher mind centers, visualize yourself surrounded by a golden aura of light. Now mentally charge that golden aura with qualities that make for social reciprocity by thinking or saying the following meditation. I now project kindness and sympathy to everyone I meet. I become considerate and appreciative of others, and I show my friendship by smiling and radiating happiness in my environment. I become understanding and forgiving of others' failings. I give of my praise generously, and I recognize the fact that all people share in the divine bounties of good, love, peace, and joy. A young girl overcame loneliness by using meditation. A young lady of 23 was in our work in New York, and she told me that she suffered from loneliness because everyone she met socially seemed so selfish and aloof. I told her that she probably felt this way because her own aura had been programmed with suspicions about strangers and the feeling that people did not project friendliness. She admitted that in her early childhood, her mother had warned her always to not trust strangers, to be suspicious of people who had an axe to grind, and this had become so ingrained that she had excluded friends almost entirely. When she changed her psychic programming, she was guided to making friends who turned out to be not only pleasant but also helpful. 3. How to release alpha psychic power to work miracles in your life. Back of the visible material universe, there are mystical forces and dynamic laws that govern and control all matter. When you once learn how to use this invisible power of alpha psychics, you can literally work miracles in your life. There are many forms of miracles, all the way from healing various types of physical sickness, to such everyday miracles as finding your right work, being happy with others, attracting your true soulmate, financial security. All these physical and material elements respond to the higher cosmic laws that rule the universe. The miracle working power that creates all life. We see this great cosmic power at work in the realm of nature every springtime when the earth awakens from its long winter slumber to find itself bedecked with multicolored blossoms. We witness a miracle whenever we put a seed into the ground and see it produce its own genetic crop. From the same patch of black soil, you will see the miracle of golden oranges, white cotton, pink and green watermelon with black seeds, and red roses. What miraculous intelligence created these myriad products from the insensitive, unintelligent soil? In a study of mysticism and the alpha psychic power that controls all life, we learn that another higher mind is at work in the universe, which creates and sustains the entire cosmos. This higher power works under dynamic laws and never varies in its effects. When you set these higher cosmic laws into motion and channel them through your own higher psychic centers, you can become a miracle worker and produce amazing results in your life. Follow this regimen to become a miracle worker. 1. Use the alpha psychic law of regeneration to begin the flow of miracle working power in your higher consciousness. When there is a need in nature, something rushes in to fill that need. Regeneration takes place every moment in the animal and vegetable kingdom. The cycles of growth and decay fulfill themselves regularly. Springtime is for planting the seed. Summertime is for growth and maturity of the crop. Autumn is for reaping the harvest. And wintertime is for rest and replenishment of the life energies, awaiting another springtime. To utilize the alpha psychic law of regeneration, you can use the following meditations and exercises to regularly put your mental seed into the psychic soil of consciousness, where they will mature and become fulfilled. How to use the law of regeneration for physical healing. For physical healing of the body, youthful regeneration and rejuvenation, do the following. Go into the alpha psychic meditation that lowers your brainwave rhythm to between 4 to 7 cycles per second. You can do this by closing your eyes and mentally going down a flight of 10 stairs. As you count each step, you will slowly breathe, keeping your eyes closed, until you have reached the lowest step. This is the level of your subconscious mind action that regulates the blood flow, the heartbeat, the workings of your vital organs, the healing of the body, weaving of new skin, and eliminating the acid wastes that accumulate in the bloodstream. To put this automatic control of your subconscious mind directly into your higher psychic centers, so you can be guided to doing the tight things, eating the right foods, using the best techniques for keeping the body healthy and young, project the following alpha psychic commands to this higher mind. I now release the dynamic healing power of my higher mind and project it to every organ of my body. I control and regulate the beating of my heart, my blood pressure, my lungs, my stomach, kidneys, liver, gallbladder, and all other vital parts of my body that function under control of my subconscious mind. I now ask my higher psychic mind to guide me to perfect health, to heal my body, if it should be malfunctioning in any organ, and to give me youthful energy and vitality so I can cope with any and all stress conditions that exist in my world. When you have said this alpha psychic meditation, keep your eyes closed and on the psychic screen project an image of yourself as you wish to be. See yourself healed and perfect. Visualize yourself being young and strong. Project the image of yourself indulging in your favorite sport, golf, tennis, swimming, whatever you prefer. And keep holding this image of your perfect self for at least 5 or 10 minutes, doing this meditation each day for at least 15 to 20 minutes. He healed his heart condition with alpha psychic power. Gerald M. was past 60 years of age when he came into our work, and he was already suffering from hypertension and a heart condition. He had dizzy spells, his energies were low, and he felt that this was the end of the road for him. When he learned how to use the Alpha Psychic healing power, he began to project it to his ailing heart and talking to it in meditation, telling it to beat 72 beats a minute and commanding his blood pressure to drop to normal. After only 1 week of meditation, Gerald's doctor told him his blood pressure was normal and the heart action did not necessitate the taking of nitroglycerin pills to activate it. This man worked for 2 months on these daily meditations, twice daily for only 15 minutes each time, and at the end of that time he went back to his work like a vigorous young man. 2. To heal economic conditions and perform the miracle of riches and abundance immediately, you can use the cosmic law of psychoimagery. Go into the Alpha meditation where the brain rhythm is 8 to 12 cycles per second by breathing deeply, closing your eyes, and projecting a mental lake where you see it as peaceful and still, without a ripple on the surface. Now, mentally project on your psychic mind screen the various things you want to demonstrate in your life, such as the new house or apartment, the sum of money you want to have in your bank account, the new car you want to drive, even the place of business where you want to work or which you want to own. Now mentally write checks for various sums, from $500 to $10,000 or more. Then go on a mental shopping spree in which you translate the mental riches into physical and material equivalents. Project the new color TV set, even select the model and make. Mentally choose the clothes you want to own, the furnishings in your home, the jewels you wish to wear, the car you want to drive. Give a few moments only to each item you select, and then project the psycho image of it to your mental and psychic screen, seeing it a living reality. Do not worry about how it is going to come to you, but just know the money is already in the cosmic bank of treasures, ready to respond to your higher psychic mind's mental gravity pull to release it into your life. How 2 men projected valuable things through Alpha Psychics. A man in our classes projected a color TV set that originally cost nearly $1,000. A neighbor moved and gave him the set for a fraction of its cost. Another man wanted a certain set of tools for his workshop that he could not afford, but he kept projecting the mental picture to his psychic screen. A few days later, a nearby neighbor, whose husband had died a year before, came to his door and told him she was clearing out her basement and her husband's very expensive tools, worth about $1,500, were being given to this man as a gift if he wanted them. Of course, this was the exact psychic picture he had been projecting, and it just happened that his nearby neighbor received the psychic pulsation that caused her to act as she did. 3. Use the law of reciprocity if you want to start the flow of riches and abundance in your life. This law decrees that for everything you give out, you will receive something in return. It may not come back from the person you gave to, but it will come from some other source. Start this flow by giving of yourself first, for sometimes this is more important than money. Give help to others and encourage them in their life aspirations. When you give others a boost, you increase your own psychic energies, and you are helped in turn. Give friendship and smiles to others, and they will respond under this higher cosmic law with positive reactions. Emerson said, "To have a friend, be a friend." Give creative ideas to the world, to better it and help others, and you will start the flow of riches and abundance in your own life. Billion-dollar empires created through Alpha Psychic power. Henry Ford created reasonable cars and put America on wheels. He became rich and famous because he used his own higher mind to benefit the world. Sears Roebuck of the famous mail-order house had a desire to benefit the world with good quality products at a reasonable cost that people could afford. They built a billion-dollar institution, which is still thriving. Conrad Hilton projected the creative idea of the best service he could give in hotels around the world, and it has made him enormously successful and rich. All forms of creativity that are given out to benefit the world, in turn, enrich those who originate and project their ideas to the world. This applies to composers, authors, artists, inventors, merchants, and professional men and women, like lawyers, doctors, and teachers. The more they give, under this cosmic law of reciprocity, the more they receive in material rewards and in personal satisfaction that comes from doing good. 4. The law of involution and evolution is another channel through which you can express alpha psychic power to work miracles in your life. Sit regularly in meditation and project to your higher psychic mind centers the desire to absorb wisdom and knowledge to better enable you to rise to high levels of creative action. The law of involution decrees that everything you evolve in your consciousness in the way of knowledge will ultimately be released to your work, your social relationships, and your business and financial situations, enriching them and bringing you ultimate fulfillment. The process by which your higher psychic centers release this knowledge is called evolution. You will evolve and grow richer, happier, healthier, more abundantly blessed in direct proportion to the kind, quality, and quantity of knowledge you possess. How to program your higher psychic centers. To invoke this higher law of involution and evolution, sit quietly in meditation and project your dreams and desires onto the psychic screen of your higher mind. See your dreams coming true, whatever they are. Project the trip you want to take, the place of business you want to own, the house you wish to live in, the people you would like to meet and associate with. Your true soulmate, the future family you will rear. All these projections for the future must be involved into your higher psychic centers before they can evolve into their physical and material equivalents. The method by which these things are achieved need not concern you. The power that could make a rose evolve from a tiny seed to a beautiful pink or white bloom is the same power that you are going to release through your higher psychic centers to evolve you to your own fulfillment of destiny. Use this alpha psychic meditation to invoke this law. Here is the alpha psychic meditation you will release now to invoke this cosmic law of involution and evolution. I now ask my higher psychic mind centers to involve these creative ideas to express and project through the laws of involution and evolution my perfect pattern of destiny for the future. I wish to be guided to sources of wisdom and knowledge that I can absorb into my consciousness, making me more intelligent, more creative, and more inspired, so my creations shall become more perfect. I wish to evolve my gifts and talents so I may create greater good for the world. Now here you can state the particular gifts and talents you wish your psychic mind to release for you. I wish to become an artist, painting pictures that will bring joy to others and bring me fame and fortune. I wish to invent some useful object that can help the world and which will win me recognition and riches. I desire the building of a financial empire through my own business that will give products to the world at a reasonable cost, with good quality, so I can help the world, and in turn become enriched and blessed with abundance. I wish to achieve greatness as an author or poet, with high levels of inspiration so I may bring pleasure to millions of people. To show you how this type of involution of a great idea can work, even in such an impractical field as writing poetry that brings fame and riches, see the success that has been won by poet-musician Rod McCoon, who has made millions of dollars through the release of his creative inspiration through poetry. A famous mystery writer programs her higher psychic centers. Many authors have made millions by involving the creative idea that they wanted to bring pleasure to their readers. A famous mystery story writer recently celebrated her birth date by telling how she renews her inspiration to write for that day by sitting quietly and thinking of her 350 million readers throughout the world who have bought her novels over the past 40 years. Her name is Agatha Christie, and she has not only made millions of dollars, but it has kept her active and young, even though she is in what most people would think of as advanced age. The inspiration she receives daily from meditating on the pleasure she is bringing those millions of readers is what she involves into her creative brain centers, and they, in turn, evolve her brilliant stories. 5. The cosmic law of the harvest. This is one of the great laws that you can use to release the alpha psychic power of your higher mind. This great cosmic law decrees that the crop you reap shall be in keeping with the nature of the seeds you plant. Sit quietly in meditation and plant the right seeds, and then project the mental images of the crop that has matured under this cosmic law of the harvest. For the harvest of riches and abundance, plant seeds of yourself doing things that raise your sense of value and make you worth more to the world. Meditate as follows to achieve this objective. I now project to my higher psychic mind centers the mental seeds of quality and value. I project my gifts and talents into the garden of my future destiny to help the world, to bring knowledge, pleasure, health, and fulfillment to millions of people. I avoid the weed patches of worry, fear, hate, and other negative forces that might destroy my creative energies. I plant the seeds of confidence, courage, faith, love, and good in my higher consciousness, confident they shall mature in a crop of riches and abundance under this divine law of the harvest. A woman used this law to achieve success in her chosen work. A woman in our lecture work in New York City had a miserable experience in marriage, which brought her unhappiness and divorce. Out of this unhappy experience, she had a desire to help other young people just starting their marriages to avoid a similar misfortune. She sat in meditation and asked her higher psychic centers to guide her to a life work where she could help others find romantic fulfillment. This woman was intuitively guided to open a counseling service for young couples who planned to marry. She advised them, showed them how to avoid pitfalls in love and marriage, and gave them the basic rules for compatibility in the future to avoid disasters similar to her own. Her work thrived, and soon she had opened several such marriage clinics, as she called them, and not only did a valuable service for the community, but she made a good living doing work she loved. 4. How to use alpha psychic mystic chants and mantras that will guide you to great achievement. From the mystical lands of India and Tibet, there have been revealed amazing forms of spiritual power that we may use in this 20th century to achieve great things. This mystical power can be focused in your higher psychic mind centers, bringing you tremendous energy to shape a brilliant destiny. These alpha psychic mystic chants, meditations, and mantras not only release higher energy levels of the mind and body, they actually contact a higher mind than your own conscious mind and transmit wavelengths to other people who feel your projections and respond to them. You can use these mystic chants, meditations, and mantras to command and control people, to shape the events of your future life, to reveal hidden mysteries of the cosmos, and to literally become a master in the science of the mystical and occult. Occult secrets revealed from the mystical lands of the East. In the mystical lands of India and Tibet, these secrets were guarded for thousands of years by the priests and monks in the holy temples, where no outsiders were allowed to go. In recent years, I have been able to make contacts with some of the highly placed masters in the higher spiritual hierarchy of the monasteries and temples beyond the ranges of the Himalayas in Tibet and beside the sacred Ganges in India. I have brought back this mystical knowledge, which I call alpha psychic power, for want of a better name, and it is being used by thousands of students throughout the world who are literally achieving great things through this knowledge. You can use these mystical chants and mantras for many practical purposes. They are not reserved only for those who wish to follow the spiritual path of deep meditation and immolation somewhere in a mystical ashram or retreat. You can begin to use these mystic chants, meditations, and mantras immediately in your own everyday life and perform seemingly impossible feats. Holy men could walk on red-hot coals and not be injured. I once witnessed the power of these holy men in India who did their mystic chants and mantras for a few moments, until they were in a trance-like state of spiritual ecstasy. Then I saw them walk barefooted over red-hot coals, without injury or pain. One recorded their chants and mantras from the sidelines, and later compared them with those revealed to me by highly placed gurus and masters, including His Holiness the Dalai Lama, the leader of the Tibetan millions, who now resides in Nepal. It is this knowledge that I now reveal for the first time to my students and readers of my books in America. I saw other holy men go into mystic meditation and suspend the life forces while they were buried in sealed coffins for many days, without any injury of any kind. This is the secret power that Mahatma Gandhi used when he conquered the British armies with his mystical philosophy, made up of meditation, mystic chants, and mantras. The 4 stages for releasing this mystical power. There are 4 stages to achieving this higher alpha psychic power, which you can immediately begin to use for great achievement. These are 1. Dedication. 2. Purification. 3. Meditation. 4. Exaltation. Today, in scientific laboratories, scientists are working with these mystical forces and discovering that when a person goes into deep meditation and recites certain forms of chants and mantras, amazing things happen to the brain and body which are actually measurable. This scientific study has given rise to a new field of mind and body control known as alpha biofeedback through transcendental meditation. When the person puts himself into this semi-trance state by chanting these mystical mantras and acquires a peaceful and serene mind, the body has healed itself of all forms of illness, ranging from hypertension, heart trouble, migraine headaches, and the dissolving of tumors. Now I shall take you into these deeper mysteries step by step, so you may immediately begin to benefit from this alpha psychic power that is released with mystical chants, meditations, and mantras. Regimen for using your mystic chants and mantras. 1. High levels of psychic and creative energy are released first of all by going through a process of dedication or initiation, in which you yoke yourself to the higher cosmic power that works miracles in your everyday life. This dedication ceremony, which yokes you to the power, has been used for generations by yogis and holy men of India, China, and Tibet. In fact, the word yoga literally means yoked to the absolute cosmic power that is back of the universe. To achieve complete dedication, this ceremony can be done in brief form every morning when you awaken and just before you get out of bed to begin your day. It will instantly re-establish your contact with the higher psychic mind centers and directly attune you to the cosmic mind that rules the universe. I was once traveling in the northern part of India, within view of the Himalaya mountains, beyond which was the mystical land of Tibet. I saw a Tibetan monk, in his saffron robes and shaved head, sitting in the shade of a tree, turning a little wheel that looked like a miniature spinning wheel. I stopped to take a picture of him and found him most friendly, and speaking perfect English. I asked him what he was doing, and he explained that he was turning a personal prayer wheel on which he had placed 100 prayers. Each time the wheel turned, he explained, 100 prayers ascended to the celestial heights. A Tibetan monk gave me this secret of dedication. Then this Tibetan monk explained to me that each morning upon awakening, one should utter a short prayer and dedicate each breath for that day as a living prayer that ascends to God all day long. He explained that this yokes a person to the source of his life and energy all day and brings this power into focus in the mind, body, and soul. 2. Say the following mystic chant and meditation each morning when you awaken. Intone the sacred mantra from Tibet aloud, letting the vibrations rise into the 7th chakra, where your psychic powers reside. Om Mani Padme Hum. Say this mantra 5 to 10 times in a chanting sing-song rhythm. This mantra means the jewel in the heart of the lotus and signifies the spiritual power that resides within man's own immortal soul. 3. When you have achieved this mystical unison with the cosmic mind we call God, you are ready to intone the meditation for establishing contact with the higher power that controls your destiny. This meditation can be said or read quietly to yourself until you are able to make up your own original meditations to fit your specific needs. Om Mani Padme Om. I now establish contact with the higher cosmic mind that rules the universe. I dedicate my mind to the reception of higher spiritual wisdom and psychic projections that guide me all day today. I dedicate myself to doing good, being losing and kind, and serving God and humanity. I dedicate my breath as a living prayer that ascends to the celestial heights, in perpetual glory to the God mind that created me and sustains me. I thank God for another day of life, and I live in the awareness of His power, majesty, and might. 4. When you have done this short dedication ceremony upon awakening, you are ready to begin your day's activities. You should stop every once in a while and be aware of the pranic life force, which is the breath you inhale, projecting into the breath this mystic chant, which keeps you attuned mentally all day long. I now inhale the pranic life force, which keeps my mind clear and alert. I attune my mind to all that is high, inspiring, and good. I use the pranic life force to release my great creative gifts and to achieve high goals. I now breathe in and out, aware of life. Now chant the words that signify this process aloud. Life, life, life. Power, 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 power. Health, health, health. Energy, energy, energy. I am life. I express power. I am healthy. I possess cosmic life energy. I am perfect, perfect, perfect. 5. Mystic chants and mantras for peace of mind. Sit quietly in meditation, putting yourself into the alpha state, which in yoga philosophy is called Hatha Yoga. Here your brain rhythm will be between 8 to 12 cycles per second. Repeat the mystic mantra Om Mani Padme Om 3 times. Then chant the following meditation aloud or make up your own. Peace, peace, peace. My mind is now peaceful and still, like a quiet lake. I reflect peace and soul serenity, and I now relax and remove all physical and mental tensions of all kinds. Peace, peace, peace. I am now free of worry and anxiety about my future. I place all my affairs in God's hands and joyously await my destiny. I am in harmony with my environment and with other people. No one has the power to disturb my deep inner peace. Peace, be still, and know that I am God. 6. Mystic chants and mantras for happiness. Say the sacred mantra, Om Mani Padme Om 5 times. Then sit in meditation with the eyes closed and visualize a beautiful sunrise, with the skies aflame with hues of gold and rose. Chant the following softly. Joy, joy, joy. I reflect the golden light of God's infinite joy. I attune myself to the spiritual overtones of the cosmos, and I am filled with happiness. I radiate my joy to every person I meet.
You.